the boy finds a doll in the woods and brings it home. His mom cleans off the dirt and places the doll in the living room. As they leave the room, the doll suddenly moves. Annie feels like it's watching her, but when she turns around, the doll looks normal again. She thinks she imagined it. But the moment they walk away, the doll's eyes quietly shifted again. The next morning, Annie wakes up to the sound of piano music. She heads to the living room and sees her son playing the piano, with the doll sitting right behind him, now dressed in brand new clothes. Annie thinks it's a sweet moment and heads to the kitchen to make breakfast. After she leaves, the doll slowly turns its head and stares at her son. After breakfast, the boy asks to go play in the woods. He takes Annie to the spot where he found the doll. There, he digs up a strange box and a bunch of doll clothes. Suddenly a dog jumps out barking aggressively and scares Annie. A man appears and calms the dog down. He says he's the caretaker of these woods and has lived here alone for many years. As he walks the mother and son back home, he feels like the doll is staring straight at him. Back at home, Annie talks to her husband about the doll. She thinks there's something really off about it and wants to get rid of it. But her husband says maybe the real issue isn't the doll, it might be Annie herself. That night, just as Annie is about to go to bed, she hears her son talking. She quickly calls her husband and hide by the door to listen. Her husband is shocked. His son hasn't spoken in a whole year and is now talking to the doll. They rush into the room.
Hey, sweetheart. We were just outside and we thought we heard you talking.
The boy doesn't respond to them with words, but instead writes things down on paper. Even though he's not fully speaking yet, they see this as a huge step forward. Overjoyed, they decide to keep the doll, hoping it might help their son recover his speech. But from then on, strange things start happening in the house. One night, Annie hears footsteps outside. She cautiously goes out to check, only to find the doll sitting there alone. Suddenly, a man in black appears and grabs Annie by the neck. She struggles until her husband shows up and tells her she was just sleepwalking. Still shaken, Annie rushes to find her son. She sees him crouched on the floor, and when she calls out to him, he suddenly turns his head, with a mask on his face. Annie jolts awake. It was a dream within a dream. She hurries to her son's room and finds him sleeping peacefully. The doll is sitting quietly on a chair beside his bed. The next morning, the boy brings the doll to the dining table and even serves it breakfast. He's also written a full page of rules about how to take care of the doll. As Annie reads the list, something feels off, because one of the rules says her son must stay with the doll forever. That's when she starts to sense that her son hasn't been the same since he found that doll. But it isn't until she finds his favorite teddy bear torn to pieces that she truly realizes something is seriously wrong with her son.